Hello and welcome back to Skyrim A through Z, mods, lore, and more. I am, as always, Inquisitor Aura, and I will be your guide through the lore-rich world of Nirn. Week 5, yay! We've got 5 weeks down now, and this week we're going to be talking about the Orsimer, or the Orcs. Now, the Orsimer are called the pariah folk. And despite their bestial appearance, they're actually very sophisticated. They have a very harsh lifestyle, it's true, but they have strict codes of honor, unshakable courage, unflinching endurance of hardships, and a very strong warrior culture. Now, they do have magic users. They're very few and far between, unfortunately, but they do possess the ability to learn how to cast spells, even if they have lost their affinity to the arcane that their Moorish cousins still possess. As for their appearance, just take a look at them. They're big. They're bigger than the other races of the Mer. They're burly. They're brawny. They're strong. And strength is the core concept of orcish life. They have tusks, and they're the first race of Mer to have shown both the tusks and bone ridges, which can appear all over their bodies. Usually where the skin is the thinnest, so along the forearms, the collarbones, the eyebrow ridges. Those are the places you're likely to see those sorts of things. And they have light green to dark brown skin. One of their most astonishing features is their eyes. They have those weird hypnotoad eyes, if you know what I'm talking about, those crossed pupils. And their eyes come in a variety of different colors, ranging from blues to golds to greens, but it's those strange toad eyes that set them apart from the rest of their Moorish cousins. Now, Orcas Society, when you talk about their society, what you need to consider are a few things. First one is that the Orcas Stronghold is the center of Orcish society. Now, there are 4 strongholds in Skyrim. You have Morkazgur, which is west of Solitude, Dushnik which is southwest of Markarth, Largreshbur, which is southwest of Riften, and Gnarlzulbur, which is southeast of Windhelm. Now, every orc raised in a stronghold, which is probably going to be the vast majority of the Orsimer on Tamriel, is raised to defend it. So every orc in a stronghold is a warrior, and every one of them will defend that stronghold with their lives. The strongholds are self-sufficient. They hunt their own food, grow their own crops where they can. They make their own armor and their weapons. Some of the best smiths on Tamriel are orcs, and traditionally in Orcish society, the smiths are female. Every orc takes for their last name the name of their stronghold, preceded either by Grove for guys or Gra for girls. And it is a patriarchal society. It's not just a patriarchal society, it's a patriarchal and a polygamous society that really kind of only extends to the chieftain, because only the chieftain can marry and father children. The son of the chieftain, and it's not necessarily the eldest son, it's just the son, who is strong enough to kill his father, becomes the next chieftain, and then has the ability to marry and bear sons and daughters. The chieftain is the physical manifestation of the stronghold's strength. If the chieftain is weak, then the stronghold is weak, and it is cursed, and Malikov doesn't like that, so he will make you replace them, or select somebody to kill him to be the replacement. If the chieftain is strong, then the stronghold is strong, and the clan is strong, so it's very important to them. Now, I said that the chieftains are polygamous, which means they have more than one wife. At least two that I know of for sure, possibly more. The first wife of the chieftain is the religious leader, the wise woman, and the second wife is the forge wife. Now, she is the one who's training the other smiths. She's creating the arms and armor. She's forging the weapons, so on and so forth. And Orcish smiths are known for their skill in working a metal called orichalcum, which in Skyrim gameplay is kind of I would say more of a mid-level ore, but that is what most Orcish blades and armor and things are made out of, and almost all the strongholds are going to be built around an orichalcum mine. Now, women in Orcish society, all of the women in the stronghold are either the wives or the daughters of the chieftain. Because of this, a lot of Orcish women just pick up and they leave the stronghold because they don't want to be just another wife. And when they leave, most of them just don't bother coming back. I can't say that I blame them. Another point towards Orc society is the Code of Malikov. Now, Malikov is the Daedric prince of the spurned and the ostracized, and it is both their honor system and their religious doctrine. Now, there are a lot of rules associated with the code, but I'm only going to cover, a couple here. No stealing, so you're never going to see an orc thief. No unnecessary violence, although you ask an orc what necessary violence is, and they're all probably going to have a different answer. And then there's the blood price. So when an orc is found guilty of violation of the code, they are required to either pay enough in goods to cover their crime, or bleed enough to satisfy the person that they wronged. I should mention that orcs have a lot of blood, so that can get kind of brutal. Now, the orcs, they have their strongholds, but they do have a country, a city-state, whatever you wish to call it, called Nova Orsinium, or Orsinium for short. Now, this means Orc Town. Why not keep it simple? And there have been 3 of these. The first Orsinium was founded by Tora Gro-Igron in the First Era in the Rothgarian Mountains in High Rock. And it was destroyed in the Siege of Orsinium in the First Era, year 980, by combined Hammerfell and Breton armies. The second Orsinium was founded in the same location at the end of the Third Era by Gortwag Gro-Nagrom and was sacked early in the Fourth Era. And the third, current one, Nova Orsinium, still exists, founded again by Gortwag Gro-Nagrom, and it is between Skyrim and Hammerfell instead of smack in the middle of High Rock, because apparently the Bretons don't like the orcs, and the orcs don't like the Bretons, despite them having elvish blood in common. Now, creation story. This is probably the most important aspect of orcish life. The orcs were once Aldmer who followed Trinimac, an Adric prince, during the Merithic era, when the prophet Veloth, who was tricked by Boethia into leading some of the Aldmer from Somerset, Trinimac and some of his followers went to stop them. Now, this really pissed Boethia off, because she had put a lot of work into maintaining Daedric worship, so she went after them. She and Trinimac fought, and ultimately Trinimac did lose. To make matters worse, Boethia consumed Trinimac, took on his visage, took on his voice, and then told his followers to let Veloth and the Exodus leave the Somerset Isles, which they eventually did. And then sometime later, Boethia then, he or she shat out Trinimac, and the remains of Trinimac became Malikov, the Daedric prince of the spurned. Now, there is a religious conflict going on in Orsinium right now. Some believe that Malikov is false god, and that Trinimac is really still alive, but that is primarily in Orsinium, as the majority of orcs living outside of Orsinium still follow Malikov. most orcs outside of Orsinium actually think that worshipping Trinamak is a heresy, considering, you know, the whole being 8 thing probably has a lot to do with it. Anyways, why don't we go ahead and move on to our quest. Now, for our quest, I've actually chosen to do the Cursed Tribe. This is the quest that you get to cleanse the Orc Stronghold and get a shiny new weapon. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to Largrishbur, which is southwest of Riften, as I said before, and you need to go and interrupt the giant attack, which you just saw. Now, you don't have to be invited to the Orc Strongholds to get this quest. All you have to do is just stand there and let the giant kill the orcs if you want, although you should probably help them, because if you don't, shame on you. Now, when you go to walk in the gates, there will be an orc guard out there who will attempt to stop you, and Atub will talk to you, and she will initiate a conversation when you approach. Their chieftain, Yamars, and therefore the entire tribe, is cursed, and she needs to find out why. In order to do that, she needs you to bring her a couple of things. She needs you to bring her a Daedra heart, and she needs you to bring some troll fat, so she can attempt to contact Malikov and see why this misfortune has fallen upon her tribe. Now, the reason she asks you to bring these things to her is because Yamars has forbidden his tribe from leaving the stronghold, and Atub cannot go to the shrine of Malikov because it has been overrun by giants. So she's just going to do it here in the stronghold. Now, you can get it wherever you need to go to get the Daedra hearts and the troll fat. But if you've completed the quest for Maverin's Razor, there will be 2 Dremora there for you to beat up, and they will respawn every 10 game days, and both of them will have a Daedra heart. Also, if you've started the quest line for the college, go to Enthyr, and he will have 2 Daedra hearts every 24 hours. And then for troll fat, you can just go kill a troll or buy it somewhere, whatever. Upon your return, she'll perform a ritual, and Malikov will speak. Malikov is pissed that the giants have overrun his shrine because Yamars' inability to get rid of them, and Malikov demands that Yamars bring him the hammer of the giant chieftain in order to have the curse lifted. Yamars refuses to take responsibility and blames you, and then insists that you go and help him. He'll tell you to meet him at Fallowstone Cave, which we've already, as you can see, we've run through. Fallowstone Cave is northeast of Riften, and it leads to the Giant's Grove, which is right here where Malikov's shrine is. Now, the cave is filled with cave bears, and 1, 2, 3, go! And up he goes. As you can see, the giant pretty much just owns the hell out of Yamars, which is hilarious. Before you get to that part, Yamars will attempt to bribe you to kill the giant for him. You can accept, or you can tell him to pound sand. If you accept, once the giant is dead, Yamars will attack you to cover his cowardice. I obviously told him to sod off, so... Okay, so when you're leaving the cave, because you can't fast travel from the Giant's Grove, as soon as you leave, you're going to follow a path up to the left, and it'll just take you right back out, as you can see right here. You obviously will have killed the giant, gotten his hammer, which is called Shargal's hammer, and you will take it back to Largrishbur. You'll give it to, or you'll tell Atub, hey, look, I took care of it. You will, unfortunately, lie and tell Atub that Yamars died a good death, because he really kind of didn't. And for your reward, you will put the hammer on the shrine, and Malikov will turn it into Volendrung for you. And Volendrung is, of course, the Daedric artifact of Malikov, which was built by the Dwemer in the pre-Merithic era, but has since been claimed by Malikov, and it is a badass hammer. It has an amazing ability to drain stamina and life with each swing. Now, being a warhammer, it does take a little bit of getting used to, and it does hit a lot slower, but in the end, it is a very great weapon, and it will get it. It is one of the Daedric artifacts that will eventually get you the achievement Oblivion Walker. Okay, let's move on to our mod. Now, for our mod this week, I have decided to go with an Orcas Stronghold, an abandoned Orcas Stronghold. This is Gash Marung, the abandoned Orc Stronghold by Crag. And once again, the link will be in the description of the video. As you can see right here, it is pretty much smack in the middle of Skyrim, and it is exactly what it says it is. It is an abandoned Orc Stronghold, so it is a home that is perfect for any Orsimer character. Now, this has everything you could possibly need. It has your blacksmith, it has your enchanting tables, it has your alchemy lab, it has bed, it has storage. It doesn't have a lot of... Actually, I don't believe it has any armor mannequins, but that shouldn't necessarily be a deterrence, as most armors should be on your person and not on a mannequin. But as you can see, this is a fully fleshed out housing mod. You've got your orcish watchtowers around the walls, and right now there aren't a lot of orcs here, but the thing that I found fascinating about this particular mod is that orcs will start showing up. You already have one down there, and he is a follower. He is more of a tank, so if you're playing a tank person, maybe not the best for you, but he's still pretty good. Orcs will start showing up. Orcs that have left strongholds, orcs that have been abandoned by their strongholds, it does happen, will start showing up, and it will start populating, and it will become a legitimate Orcas Stronghold, and you will be the chieftain. Male or female, there's no restriction on that whatsoever. As you can see, everything is well placed. It's beautiful architecture. This is pretty much simply a copy and paste of the Orcas Strongholds. There have been some changes. The smithy being outside in a different location than most other Orcas Strongholds would have it. There is no orichalcum mine attached to this stronghold, which I wish they had considered putting in here, but the whole longhouse has that rustic, almost Native American feel to it. That's the vibe I get when I think of the orcs, with the vents up here at the top to let out the smoke from the cooking fires. And it's got the two beds. It's got the far end bed, and then it's got this one over here, which is your bed. Actually, you can sleep in either, but why would you sleep in the smaller bed crammed in the corner when you can have the nice one with the weapon rack above your head? And there is also a basement feature here. So we're going to go ahead and pop down to the basement. And this is where your enchanting table is going to be. Once again, you're going to have some more storage. This is just a nice little area. It helps you, gives you some more space within the actual longhouse without cluttering it to the point where it looks ridiculous. And it's very, very, very natural, the cave system, the carved out stone. And there is actually an exit over here. You can see the ladder right there. That'll take you up to another one of the watch posts, which will give you a stunning view of Skyrim. And up there at your longhouse, end of another tower. So we're going to head up here. If I can get up here. Get up here. There we go. And there you have it, folks. Look at that view. Orcas Stronghold, perfect for any orc with an absolutely spectacular view. That's it for me for this week. Thank you for watching again. Please feel free to comment and subscribe below, and can't wait to see you next week. Next week we will be talking about one of my favorite races, the Bretons. Have a nice week.